Moisture and nut texture.
Research on almonds has quantified how small shifts in moisture content alter fracture behavior in the mouth. When whole almonds are conditioned so that their moisture rises within the 3.0 to 6.0% range, typically seen between 20 and 65% relative humidity, instrumental tests register fewer force peaks as the nut breaks, and sensory panels report less crispness and fewer fine particles persisting after swallowing. Industry guidelines now treat 3.0 to 5.0% moisture as a narrow band that keeps almonds crunchy while limiting chemical reactions linked to rancidity. Roasted almonds often approach the lower end of that band at around 3% moisture, while raw or minimally dried kernels sit closer to 5 or 6%. Studies connecting these levels to consumer ratings show that as moisture climbs, descriptors such as moistness of mass and cohesiveness of mass increase, while hardness, crunchiness, and brittleness decline in parallel. The modern focus on moisture control has been fomented by storage trials, demonstrating that even moderate humidity drift can push kernels outside the preferred texture window long before visible spoilage appears. Against that backdrop, unsalted mixed nut products that rely on dry fracture rather than seasoning provide a practical illustration of moisture management. One Japanese brand sold simply as a 3-nut blend, stipulating an internal mix ratio of 40% almonds and 30% for each of the other 2 nuts, packs the product with an oxygen absorber in a sealed pouch. For a typical handful, this proportion raises the probability that at least one hard cracking almond will be present, while the 2 remaining nut types interrupt any monotonous chewing pattern. Technical documents from almond and tree nut associations recommend storage below about 10 degrees Celsius, with relative humidity kept under roughly 65%, conditions chosen to keep kernel moisture under 6%, and for many roasted items near 3 to 5%. Under such constraints, the product can be positioned not as a vehicle for strong external flavoring, but as a way to examine how quickly a dry roasted almond snaps under the teeth and how the gradual release of nut oil contributes mild sweetness after the first few chews.